Hola! Me again! So now we will read Wind Cool Summer. Hotel lobby. It finally stopped raining. As you look at the clear sky, you can feel your mood brighten as the days of heavy rain finally stops. It's been raining for so many days, it finally stopped. I can finally leave this small town and go sightseeing without a Richter. However, you can see helplessness in Vince's expression after he talks with the hotel manager. Shirara, the hotel manager just told me that the road leaving town has been flooded. Huh? Is it because of the rain? Vin notes. Even if the rain stops, we cannot pass until the water on the road recedes. Meaning we may need to stay here for a couple more days. Sorry, I did not expect for heavy rain to trap us here. My vacation. Originally, you had other vacation plans, but you accepted a last-minute invite from Vin, and here you are now. This trip all started with a phone call. You are taking your annual leave? How have you thought of where to go for your vacation? Not yet. I've been looking at a travel guide recently. If you have not confirmed a destination, would you like to come with me? You're going on a vacation as well? I have a patient that is recovering at a town in the neighboring province. I have to pay him a return visit for a psychological follow-up. I have vacation plans to go to nearby tourist attraction after the return visit. I see. If it's not too much trouble then, it'd be great if we can go together. I will look at the routes and we can drive there. With that, you and Vin decide to go on vacation together. Vin books the hotel in advance. At the start of your holiday, he drives you to this small town in the neighboring province. Outside the resort hotel. I thought it would take at least a day to reach here by car. The country roads here aren't hard to navigate. There were partial development plans to convert the old town to a tourist attraction, hence the resort hotel. Not many tourists came, so they stopped the development. It is good because its natural ecology remains protected. Is the patient receiving treatment here? Yes, we will rest for the night and I will see him tomorrow. You can explore the old town first. No worries, I can come with you. I've been wanting to learn about psychological follow-ups. But will it interfere with your work? No, return visits are not complicated. It is just a simple evaluation of the patient's current psychological condition. Besides, to my understanding, he is quite eager to see young people visit him. Huh? You and Vin rest at the hotel for the night. The next day, Vin brings you along for the return visit. Old residence. Professor Richter, long time no see. Hello, Professor Zuman. Huh? Dr. Richter called him a professor just now, didn't he? Could this old man be... Shirara, this is Professor Zuman. He used to be a biology professor at Selous University. Hello, Professor Zuman. So you were a professor from Selous University? Hello. Are you surprised that a college professor would require psychiatric care? Not at all. I graduated from Selous University, so I'm surprised to find a professor from my alma mater here. So that's why the two of you are welcome here. Please, have a seat. Professor Zuman invites the two of you to sit down. While he makes tea, Vin begins talking with him. It is very different from how you imagine therapy would be. It was as if they were old friends catching up with each other. So this is a return visit. It is much more relaxed than I thought. You sit quietly to the side, listening to them talk. You learn that Professor Zuman started suffering from mental illness soon after the loss of his beloved son. Under Vin's treatment, he gradually recovered from the pain and was able to return to a normal life. He was a professor at Salus University for a year. 3 months ago, he retired to his hometown for treatment. Professor Zuman brought up his son alone and ended up outliving his son. I can't imagine the grief he must be feeling. Good thing Dr. Richter is here. It is important that the psychiatrist help their patient return to normalcy. It looks like their conversation is going smoothly, which probably means that Professor Zuman is doing well. You and Vin spend about half a day at Professor Zuman's house before Vin concludes the visit. The professor seems to enjoy your company. He suggests for the two of you to spend more time in town. Thank you for your hospitality. However, we have other vacation plans, so we might not be able to stay here for long. I see. Well, good luck in your travels. You're welcome to visit anytime. Yes, I will come visit you again. As they are talking, he spots something in his backyard while looking through a glass window. Is that... Time to go. Vin quickly moves in front of you and blocks your view. As you look up, Vin's eyes are hinting for you to leave with him. Okay. You and Vin bid farewell to Professor Zuman before leaving his home. Road around town. On the way back to the hotel, you ask Vin about what you saw in the backyard. Did you notice the bicycle in his backyard too? A dusty bicycle sits in Professor Zuman's backyard. It is out of place for a yard that tidy. Yes, that is no ordinary bicycle. Nice act. The bicycle you saw now is no ordinary bicycle. Huh, but I didn't notice anything special about that bicycle. I thought Professor Zuman would be using that bicycle because he lives quite far from the city. But the bicycle is too dirty, which means that it hasn't been used in a long time. Putting it in a backyard that tidy makes it way too eye-catching. Your voice trails off, but Vin still doesn't respond. You look up at him only to find that he looks more serious than before. Thinking back, you suddenly come to a realization. Does it belong to his son? Vin nods. When Professor Zuman moved here for his retirement, that large bicycle was the only thing he brought here. That bicycle is a relic of his son, as well as his son's gift to him. Gift? Yes, Professor Zuman does not know how to drive, so he would always ride bicycles when he was younger. His son bought him a new bicycle since he was about to retire. Then his son promised to go biking together after his business trip. Unfortunately, during that business trip, his car was caught in a landslide while on the mountains. Oh no! That promise turned into an everlasting regret. No wonder Professor Zuman kept that bicycle. He might still be waiting for his son to return. I know that it is of importance to him, but it is also his biggest emotional knot. So I suggested that he could keep the bicycle with him, but to not give it too much attention and care. Maybe is a way of keeping his son's memory alive, but that can't be healthy. Good thing Professor Zuman was very cooperative with the treatment. He gradually recovered from the tragedy. It is just a shame about the bicycle. No one ever really took proper care of it. No wonder the bicycle collected so much dust. Yes, it can't be helped with matters like this. It's also great that Professor Zuman is able to keep it with him. After making sure that Vin was done with work, the two of you walked back and discussed the next part of your trip. Although Professor Zuman suggested for the two of you stay longer, your final destination lies elsewhere. You and Vin have done your homework before coming. The surrounding tourist attractions include the volcano, hot springs, and a geopark. It's rare that you get to travel so far. You want to see things that you can't normally see in Saudi City. However, things don't work out as planned. When you return to the hotel that night, whoa, what is it thundering outside? And it sounds like a rainstorm. For the next 3 days, all you hear are the thunder and lightning. You and Vin were stuck here. Today, the rain finally stops. However, hotel lobby. Even if the rain stops, we cannot pass until the water on the road recedes. Meaning, we might have to stay here for a couple more days. Sorry, I did not expect for heavy rain to trap us here. Vin tells you that leaving the small town would not be possible for the time being. Vin apologized profusely. This means that we can only leave when the road is dry, but we might already have to go back by the time that happens. No, I can't be so pessimistic. It will affect Dr. Richter's mood if I do. Sorry, I will check the weather in advance next time. That way. Why are you apologizing? This isn't your fault. I didn't check the weather either. I'll make sure to check it as well the next time we travel. Besides, didn't Professor Zuman mention that there are also tourist attractions here? We can check those out first. Just as you're about to say something, the TV on the hotel lobby broadcasts tourism information. The Dragon King Rain, an event that only occurs once every 5 years, refills the water in our channels. The village elders say that the extraordinary sight Yin and Yang Spring will also appear during this time. Who knows where this year's hot spring and cold spring will appear? When the news broadcast is over, the TV resumes its coverage of the flooded roads outside of town. Yin and Yang Spring? What's that? The news said that it only occurs once every 5 years. Should we go take a look? Want to go? Vin's voice comes from beside. You raise your head only to meet his gentle gaze. Since we are going to be staying here for a couple more days, want to go take a look? Yes! To learn more about the Yin and Yang Spring, you and Vin decide to pay Professor Zuman another visit. Road around town. Heading down the village road, you and Vin can see the distant fields of farmland outside of town. You thought that the farmlands would be affected by the rain. However, there is no flooding here and the villagers are hard at work. This area doesn't seem affected by the rainstorm. This town is located on a plateau surrounded by volcanoes. This is why this place does not get flooded. The abundant amount of rainwater nourishes the soil and dissipates quickly. It is advantageous for cultivating crops. I see. However, the excess water flows toward the lower elevation areas, which happens to be where the road. So the geography is to blame for the flooded roads. You and Vin smile wearily at each other. Oh well, no use in thinking about it. Let's go ask Professor Zuman about the yin and yang spirit spring. It's worth the trip if we can witness something that only happens once every 5 years. Yes. You and Vin arrive at Professor Zuman's home and knock on the door, but there is no reply. He's probably not home. You and Vin discuss coming back later to find him. However, just as you're about to leave, you turn around to find Professor Richter. Are you two looking for me? Oh, Professor Zuman, too. You are taken back at the sight of him dressed as a villager holding farm tools. You slowly turn to look at Vin, who seems just as surprised as you are. Professor Zuman, were you working in the field just now? Yes, after retiring, a fellow villager saw that I had nothing to do all day and gave me some farmland to manage. Seriously? The rain softened the dirt, so I took the opportunity to prepare for my summer harvest. So you just finished? Oh no, I was just going home to grab a few more baskets to harvest my crops. But I recall that you were both leaving town, weren't you? Yes, but the roads leading out of town have been flooded, so we will be staying for a couple more days. What a shame it had to happen on your vacation, but this town has its own tourist attractions. By the way, if you two don't have anywhere else to be, then how about giving me a hand? You mean helping you out in the fields? Yes, Professor Richter has never done this kind of work before, right? You even brought a lady out with you. Want to give it a try? Next act. Right around town. Is Professor Richter helping with this one? Okay. Vin received a basket full of crops from Professor Zuman and then hands it to you. Just as you're about to receive the basket, Professor Richter, there's one more. Oh, okay. Give it to me. You will get your clothes dirty. It's okay, I'll be fine. You, on the other hand, you look at the muddy basket in his hand, then I look at him. Insisting that you shall not go into the fields, Vin frantically tries to help Professor Zuman alone. His white shirt is stained with soil. There is mud stuck to his hand and legs. There is no sign of any mud on you because all you're doing is receiving the basket from them on the road. It's my first time seeing him like this. No matter how many times you see him, it is not every day that you see Vin working in the fields with his scarf and pant legs rolled up. Professor Richter, are you already tired? Do you need a break? No, this does not tire me. Vin sees that, but you think that he is having a rough time having to do unfamiliar things in this environment. Sharara, can you take this basket for me? Oh, sorry, I'll take it from you. Realizing that you've been staring at him, you reach out your hands out awkwardly to receive the basket. In just half a day, there are already baskets of crops next to you. I'm really happy harvesting all these crops. But it is all thanks to his hard work. He probably never done this kind of work before. Professor Zuman, it is hard for you to bend down, right? Leave me to that. Okay, thank you. Perhaps it is because his entire body is already in a mess, but Vin finally gives in and devotes himself fully to the fields. Look, looks like keeping his clothes clean is a lost cause today. No, you can't laugh. There's a first time for everything. He's adapting well. Dr. Richter is sacrificing his image for manual labor. I should be learning from him. Moments later. Sorry, Professor Richter, I put you on the spot for asking you for help so suddenly. Professor Zuman goes over to Vin as he fills the basket. No, I am very willing to try things I have never done before. But I don't think it's good to be all muddy in front of a lady. But you can trust me. That lady won't care about these things. Hey, young lady, want to come see the crops? Yeah, do you need my help? Can I come down? Professor Zuman, I'll handle it. Professor Richter, I know why you two have come to see me today. You've helped me a lot with my mental illness. How about I return the favor? Professor Zuman, Dr. Richter, I'm coming down. Okay, take it slow. Hearing Professor Zuman's call, you pick up the hem of your skirt and head down the road. Here I come. Entering the fields, the joy of harvesting is more enjoyable than waiting on the road. Vin looks at the logs as you walk over to them. Careful with your dress. Don't worry, I'll have to change when I get back anyways. Wow, what is that field of golden flowers? They are beautiful. Vin and Professor Zuman look in the direction of where you're pointing at. In the far distance, a plot full of golden flowers wave back and forth in the wind. Those are canola flowers. Not expecting Vin to be the one answering you, you look up at him in surprise. This latitude allows canola and wheat to be harvested in the summer. Canola blooms during this time. Canolas, so this is when they bloom. Yes, there are many rural tourist attractions that use canola flower fields as their main attraction. Not only can you harvest these types of crops in this season, but it is also important to sow them quickly while summer lasts. Remember the people we saw out in the fields? Yeah, some people were planting instead of harvesting. Plants planted in the summer will be available for harvest in the autumn. It is crucial to understand the planting cycle. There is not a moment to lose. Wow. You stare at Vin in awe. Perhaps because you look too shocked, for that also surprised Vin and Professor Zuman. Sorry, I grew up in the city, so I don't know much about this. Haha, I see. Were there farms where Professor Richter lived? Vin shakes his head. There were not many farms near where I live. However, there were many gardens. I used to think this was beneath him, but he even has knowledge about farming. Amazing. Is it because he likes gardening that he has an interest in plants and how they are planted? Hahaha, Professor Richter, it seems like the lady adores your erudition. Huh? Hearing Professor Zuman's words, you realize that you've been staring at Vin for far too long again. Flustered, you avert your gaze and look elsewhere. Vin does the same and adjusts his glasses. I try to learn as much as I can about plants. Oh. Huh? Seeing a smattering of another color in his face in your peripheral vision, you turn to look back at him. There is a muddy print under his glass. Ah, he didn't notice that his hands were muddy when he adjusted his glass. He got it on his face now. You pause for a moment before you take out the tissue from your bag. Oh, don't move. Faced with his surprised eyes, you reach your hand out towards his face. Vince's surprised golden eyes grew wide. However, he makes no move to avoid you despite his shock. Good thing I brought tissues. Hold on, I'll be done soon. Vin finally realized that there is mud on his face. Finding it hard to meet your gaze, Vin looks away. Haha, youth sure is the best. I feel better spending time with your youth. I already feel a few years younger by just by looking at you two. I can't wipe it off. Thanks, Sherera. I will wash the rest off when we return. Ah, so you're going to dot the muddy print on your face until you get to wash it off? I do not mind if you do not mind. Eh? Yeah, I don't. The atmosphere turns flirtatious with the following silence. You lower your head, not knowing where to look. It is Professor Zuben's laughter that breaks this silence. Okay, it'll be inappropriate for me to stay here if you two carry on. I know why you two came to see me today. Professor Zuben, you know what we came here to ask you about? Yes, as thanks for helping me in the field for so long, I will tell you about the yin and yang spring. Didn't the two of you come to ask about the yin and yang spring? Oh my god, okay, let me read this first. You have talked about traveling quite a few times. Do you enjoy traveling? I think it's a good way to relax. Surely, for those of us trapped in a concrete jungle, traveling grants you the opportunity to break from restriction and free yourself. Do you always travel alone? I usually travel alone. You can go anywhere you want and do anything you want. It looks like you really enjoy traveling. What kind of places would you go? I like to go into the mountains and the wilderness and become one with nature. Yes, being surrounded by nature is a great way to relax. I wonder if I might have the opportunity to travel with you again. Of course, if the time is appropriate. It's just that we're both very busy with work. I'm afraid we won't have time. As long as we both want it, we can make it happen. If I can be your companion in your travels, it will definitely be a precious memory I will never forget. Okay, continuing on. Hotel lobby. Dr. Richter, you came down to the hotel lobby at 10 p.m. Beside the employees, there is no one else here. Where did he go? I can't find him anywhere after dinner. After you and Vin helped Professor Zuben with his scrub in the afternoon, the both of you returned to hotel to wash up. Vin said he was going out after dinner. He didn't reply to any of the messages you sent. No matter what he's doing, it is too late for him to still be out. I should go look for him. Ooh. Hello, do you know if the man with me has returned yet? He's not back yet, but I saw him head into that direction. That Gus is very handsome. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Okay, thank you. You head into the direction of that hotel manager said you went. You had a feeling that he would be sneaking out. It was probably in the afternoon when Professor Zuman was explaining the yin and yang spring. Didn't the two of you came to ask me about the yin and yang spring? Yes, I heard that it is a tourist attraction that can only be seen after the Dragon King ring. Well, speaking of that, I've tried many times, but I could never find it. You couldn't find it? Why not? Every 5 years, a rainstorm by the name of Dragon King rain hits this town and lasts for days. Dragon leaving the sea is what the village elders call the intervals between rainy seasons, so the real reason for it might be the rain entering. Dragon King rain fills the channels in the town with water to ensure that its irrigation water will not run dry. Oh, no wonder it's been called the Dragon King's power. Yes, the excess water in the town will form 2 springs. Due to the influence of the surrounding volcanoes, one will be hot and the other will be cold. Is that why it's called the yin and yang spring? Not only that, think about this. If you put the 2 springs and 2 rivers together, what does it form? Although you hear Professor Zuman's description, you have no concept of it in your mind. You can only look at Vin for help. Vin smiles, drawing an image in your hand. A circle with a bending line through it and 2 opposite dots. Oh, the yin and yang fish in the Tai Chi diagram. Correct, that's how it is and all, but the location of the 2 springs are completely random. The village elder says that if you find both springs in a day, the Dragon King will solve your biggest problem. Our biggest problem now is that all the roads out of town has been flooded. If we find the springs, I will ask the Dragon King to take his powers back and clear the roads. I want to go to tourist attraction. Haha, our town isn't small. It would be a miraculous feat if you found even one of the springs. Other tourist attraction will be there all year round. This special event only occurs once every 5 years. If you stay a few days, you'll be able to see the Dragon King offering event. It's very interesting. Yeah. Road around town. Following the hotel manager instruction, you arrive at the road that goes around the town. Sisada sing in the summer night. You look up to see a night sky full of stars, something that you can't see in the city. Summer evenings like this should be spent leisurely and comfortably, but... Dr. Richter, where are you? You walk along the road under the light of the street lamps. After walking for about 100 meters, a strange sound comes from the distance. It sounds like the clanking of metals. What is that? After walking a few more steps, you finally see the figure of the person you've been searching for. He pedals with difficulty under the night sky. After a short distance, he stops and stabilizes the bicycle by standing up. He came out here to avoid you so that you wouldn't see him like this. You immediately duck and hide somewhere away from the light. That's the bicycle from Professor Zuman's house. Professor Zuman actually lent it to him. Looking at Dr. Richter, it seems like he's learning how to ride the bicycle. The heck?
Vin rides further on the bicycle before stopping again. He managed to get a little further than before. Just as you were quietly cheering for him, his bicycle tilts fiercely in one direction. Ah! You almost cry out. Fortunately, Vin extended his leg in time to stop the bicycle from tipping over sideways. Phew, that scared me. Good thing he didn't fall over. He probably doesn't want to be seen learning how to ride a bicycle. Maybe I should wait for him back at the hotel. Worried that Vin might get hurt during practice, you keep yourself hidden, not moving a single muscle. However, your fears don't come true. Vin learns how to ride the bicycle much faster than you expected. After about half an hour, he is able to steer the bicycle smoothly without falling over. You decide to return to the hotel when he finally gets the hang of making turns on the bicycle. Okay, everything's going smoothly. Dr. is just a fast learner. But why does he suddenly want to learn how to ride a bicycle out of nowhere? You head back to the hotel quietly. You leave a message for Vin, telling him to sleep early before laying on the bed and closing your eyes. Morning, the next day. Outside the resort hotel. Dr. Richter is gone again? When you wake up the next morning, you see that Vin has left you a message. Sorry for the late reply. I will be out this morning. Can you meet me at the entrance of the hotel after breakfast? First, learning how to ride a bicycle. Now, you're nowhere to be found. What are you planning, Dr. Richter? As the thought settles, you see a familiar figure pushing a bicycle towards you in the distance. Ah, over here! Vin stops in front of you with a bicycle. Sorry, I did not see your message last night. That's okay. Where did you go? And what are those things inside the basket? You point at the bicycle's basket. There are many dewy fresh fruits and vegetables inside in the basket. There are bright colors that makes them look appetizing. They're pretty and they look delicious. Where are they from? I went to Professor Zumes this morning. He helped me pick these from his vegetable garden. I see, but why did you specially go pick this? Let us see that these are snacks for our trip. Huh? You stare at Vin in surprise with widened eyes. We have a big problem that requires solving, do we not? The village elders say that if you find both springs in a day, the Dragon King will solve your biggest problem. Our biggest problem now is that all the roads of town have been flooded. If we find the springs, I'll ask the Dragon King to take his powers back and clear the roads. I want to go to tourist attractions. Ha ha ha, our town isn't small. It will be a miraculous feat if you find even one of the springs. Oh, you mean the flooded roads? I was only kidding. It was just a random remark, but he had taken it seriously. Though you are embarrassed by your childish remark, his action warms your heart. Suddenly, Vin leans down towards you. A silvery white hair gently sweeps the hair from your forehead. His golden eyes radiate a warm smile. You did say it. After all, I do not plan on taking it as a joke. He lowers his voice and says so in such a tender manner, as if trying to seduce you. So let us make it our travel plan. and go look for it together. The next act. Shara, are you ready? Yeah, ride slowly. Ride slow. Alright, off we go. You sit on the back of the bicycle. One hand is holding the basket while the other hand is holding on to him. The scenery on both sides begin to fade away. The breeze lifts your hair as you hold onto your straw hat to keep it on your forehead. Whoa. What is it? Am I riding too fast? Not at all. It's just been a while since I sat on the back of a bicycle. It takes some time getting used to it. As you hear his gentle laughter, your mood brightens. As you gaze at his back, the scenes from last night flashes before your eyes. We only learned how to ride a bicycle last night, but it is a really stable ride. Although Vin is a very gentle for the most part, you know that he is anxious to outdo others. Even if it's something that he's not good at, he won't easily concede. It's as if there's no such thing as losing in his dictionary. In fact, talent is a myth. People just don't see the hard work others put in. Dr. Richter, I saw it this time. Shara, did you see something? Ah, nothing. You accidentally spoke what was on your mind. I was humming. You misheard. Oh. Then the bicycle goes over a pebble on the road, causing the bicycle to shake a bit. You subconsciously tighten your grip on his shirt and lean into his back. The warmth of his skin permeates through his shirt, giving you a sense of security. Sorry, I did not watch the road carefully enough. Sorry, I must have distracted you with my chattering. I'll stop talking. You can focus on the road. That is okay. I wish for you to talk to me. I feel that I would write better if I hear your voice. When your father first taught you how to ride a bicycle, you would ask him to stay with you for the safety his presence provides. Perhaps it is encouraging for someone to accompany you when you're just a beginner. Okay, the scenery is beautiful. I'll just tell you about whatever comes to mind. Okay. You hear the sound of the bicycle bell as you gaze at the farmland stretching across the horizon. The cool breeze brushes against his silver hair, bringing a refreshing smell mixed with the fragrance of grass along with it. This is how you should spend your summers. You and Vin continue to ride along the town road. You reach out with your hand to grab the wind, as if trying to capture this moment. Eventually, the passing scenery before your eyes gradually fade. In this town, isolated from the world, his warm back is the only real and tangible thing to you. Let the road be a little longer. With you on the back, Vin rides along the road around the town. He occasionally stops to look at the streams, making notes of their direction on his phone. The small stream branches out somewhere from the town. It redirects the overflowing water after the rain into the main channel. There were several streams we saw earlier that were the same. Yes, if we can follow it upstream and find where they converge, then we will be able to find one of the springs. The locations of these streams are hard enough to remember. Trusting the backflow will be much more difficult. Frustrated, you look up at Vin. To your surprise, he smiles at you. Trust me, okay? I will definitely fulfill what I promised. The two of you spend the better part of the day riding in circles around town. On his phone, Vin has drawn a complicated river chart. In short, it is something that you can never attempt to understand. You really are amazing. If I am ever stranded on a deserted island with you, I wouldn't have to worry about getting lost. Having heard what you said, Vin smiles and adjusts his glasses. Of course, with me by your side, there is no way I will ever allow you to be in such a dangerous situation. I have a rough location of where one of the springs is located. It is probably right here. Vin points at one of the converging points of the streams. Let us check it out. If it's right, then we should be able to find the location of the other springs quickly enough. Okay. The location of Pin Mark was in the middle of the town. The two of you get down from the bicycle and head over on foot. About 10 minutes later, you and Vin are able to find the streaming spring in a small forest. Hot springs. The temperature in here is slightly higher than outside. Yes, this should be the hot spring that represents yang in the yin and yang spring. I can't believe we found it. It's really impossible to find unless you know where to look. No wonder Professor Suman said that we'd be lucky to find it in a day. I knew that you'd be able to find it. Hearing your words, Vin smiles from ear to ear. It looks like we have taken a huge step to solving our problem. Solving our problem? Ah, I was only kidding. You don't have to take it seriously. Actively wanting to solve problems proves that you have expectation for the future. Regardless of the credibility of the legend, a good expectation deserves a proactive response. So I am just trying to respond to those wonderful expectations of yours. Dr. Richter, perhaps it's the stream from the hot springs, but your cheeks and ears starts burning. Let's go find the next spring. We still have to find the location of the cold spring. The sun is setting soon, so we should hurry and be on our way. Alright? After leaving the hot spring, Vin confirms a few points. Then he begins searching for the cold spring. However, Vin makes an error in determining its location. The sun sets, but the both of you have yet to find it. Eventually, woods. You and Vin are in one of the mountain forests on a part of terrain that looks like a cluster of hills. I think walking next to Vin, you turn on your phone to look at the time as you speak. It's already 9 p.m. Oh my god. Why don't we go back the way we came from? After investigating for the whole day or whole afternoon, Vin is very certain that the cold spring is somewhere in these woods. But these woods are much larger than the one before and with no obvious markers. Sorry, I promised that we would not get lost. It's not your fault. Who knew that there was this many streams in the forest? It is easy to get lost. We plan on following the streams upstream to find its source, but it branches off too many times. After walking around in circles a few times, even Vin is unsure which way the rivers are flowing. Don't worry, I'm happy that we were able to find at least one spring today. It's late now, we can come back for the other spring tomorrow. But the professor said that we had to find both springs in one day. That's just a legend. We're here to have fun, not rely on some legend to solve our problem. I was really kidding. I'm happy that you were willing to look for it with me. Thank you. Huh? This is the last one, right? Yes. Woods. Thank you. Unsure of why Vin is suddenly thanking you, you look at him in confusion. You accepted my invitation to come to this town and we ended up trapped here by the rainstorms. I thought that we could at least have fun here if we could not leave the town. It's not like we have to find both springs to have fun. The journey is more important than the destination. Besides, I just wanted to spend some time with you. It doesn't really matter where we go. You suddenly realize the hidden meaning behind your words. Surprised, you cover your mouth with your hands. You make contact with Vince's deep golden eyes and your cheeks grow warmer. You begin to stutter and stumble over every word you say. Vince suddenly crouches down, placing his warm fingers to your lips. You hold your breath. Listen. You freeze at his words, frantically turning away from his golden eyes to survey your surroundings. In your hurry to find the destination, both of you had neglected the sound of hidden underneath the cries of the cicadas in the summer night. Somewhere in the distance, you can hear the sound of rushing water. Different from that of a stream, this one sounds like a small waterfall. Could that be? Let us take a look. Vin naturally takes your hand in his and begins heading in the direction of the sound. As he holds tightly onto your hand, you feel your cheeks getting warmer, but you let him lead you. After walking past a few large trees, the two of you finally see the spring hidden deep in the forest. Cold Spring. In the quiet summer night, the water flows quietly from the spring towards the streams to afar. The clear spring water reflects the moon. You scoop out the spring water with your hand, letting it drip back down through your fingers. This must be it. I can't believe we found it. It looks like we were making circles around this area but never noticed the sound of running water coming from here. I wonder if anybody was able to find both springs in the same day like us. If the legend is true, then please hear my prayers and let us leave to a town tomorrow. Though that probably impossible, the flooded roots won't dry out that quickly. Vin quietly gazes at the spring water. You can see the refracted light wavering in his bright eyes. By the way, do you have any problems you want to solve? How about I give you this opportunity? Vin hesitates for a moment before shaking his head. I am okay. It is late. We should head back. Wait! You reach out to stop Vin. He turns around and looks at you in surprise. It took us forever to find this cold spring. We should cherish this opportunity. You've been riding the bicycle all day. Your feet must be tired, right? I want to do something before we go. Stay here with me for a while more. You tell Vin to sit by the spring. Taking off your shoes and socks, you put your feet in the springs. When I get tired from walking on a vacation, I like to find a place with a cold springs and let my feet cool off. It helps relieve fatigue. You should try it. The cold water flows over your ankles, washing away the heat and fatigue. You stretch comfortably. It is not as warm at night, and the spring is cold. It would be bad if you caught a cold. You won't. Just try it out and you'll see.
Sure. Vin follows your example and put his feet into the spring. Well, I didn't lie to you, right? Yes, both the temperature of the spring water and the water flows are good. It is suitable for resting and cooling off. Haha, I know a way to cool you off even faster. Take this. You splash the cool spring water in Finn's direction. Ah! Faced with the sudden spray of water, Vin subconsciously blocks it with his hand. The cool water lands on his hair and drips down the side of his face. Shirara, you... Vin blinks, confusion written in his golden eyes. Feel that water on your skin? Your body feels cooler, right? This is the best way to relieve fatigue and cool off in the summer.
Vin doesn't reply but continues staring at you with the same look. Wait, are you mad? You would only play like this with your close friends. Spending so much time together, you subconsciously... Your heart skips a beat when you see his skin through the wet parts of the thin shirt. I got carried away. Is Dr. Richard really mad at me? It was disrespectful of me to do something like that so suddenly. You can hear him sighing. I am fine with it if this is one of your hobbies. Huh?
Vin uses the back of his hand to wipe away the water from his face and gently scoops some water with his right hand. Then you see a playful gleam in those golden eyes. Now, you need to watch out too. Wow! You expected him to be angry, but he ends up splashing you with water in retaliation. The two of you continue playing until your clothes are both completely soaked.
How fun!
As you look at Vin, you suddenly realize that you're both in a mess. Both of you are completely soaked and also wearing summer clothes. Your cheeks heat up again. Oh, sorry, You muster all your courage and apologize to Vin. Your eyes meet for a fraction of a second. Vin addressed his eyes and looked down at the pool of water in front of him. His thin eyelashes gently flutters under the moonlight. Tell me more about the things that you like to do during your travels. His sudden request surprised you. You said that you like to find a spring to rest your feet when you're tired. Yeah, you can let your feet rest in the spring's water. It also prevents swelling from walking so much. I want to hear you talk more about what you like to do. Maybe we will have a chance to do it together next time. Okay. You begin to tell Vin about your previous travel experience. Vin sits down beside you, smiling at you as you excitedly share your stories. The moonlight reflects on the lake, casting a gentle glow beneath his eyes. Bathing in that beautiful moment, you begin to feel drowsy. Sleep if you are tired. There is no rush. We have plenty of time. We will head back when you wake up.
Under his gentle assurance, you unknowingly fall asleep on Vin's shoulder. Looks like I am still unable to hide myself from you. Maybe it's because that person is sleeping soundly in his shoulders that Vin can talk freely, albeit softly. Just like when he pours his heart into the different every night. I did not want you to see me like this. That is what I thought when you found me last night. Did you think I was unaware? There is no way I will miss your presence when you are close to me. I wanted to stop and seek you out, but I was able to concentrate better with you there. It was because of you that I was able to learn so quickly. Vin looked out at the person sounds asleep on his shoulder. If it were not for you, I might never had the chance to experience all these wonderful things. My first time in the fields, riding bicycle, sitting like this with you by a spring. I never thought that these things could make me feel so happy. As long as you are with the person you want to be with, anything you do will make you happy. Vin cups a handful of spring water and looks at the reflection of them both. But there is one thing I did not tell you. There are obstacles that even I have trouble overcoming. Relying on these methods for comfort, this is not like me, right? Closing his eyes, Vin shares his troubles with the spring water. What do I need to do to prevent myself from becoming like that person? Giving your all to the person you fell in love with at the first sight, only to be left with nothing. The spring water escaped through the cracks between his fingers. Vin's voice is deep and firm. No matter what, I cannot afford to lose, nor do I want to lose. If this place can truly solve any troubles, then I ask that you show me what I am required to do. You wake up to find yourself sleeping on Vin's shoulder. You are unsure how much time has passed. Before you can apologize, Vin stands up and gets you out of the woods. Afterwards, you and Vin return to the hotel. Morning, the next day. Hotel lobby. We've been in this town for almost a week now. If the roads don't open, we probably won't make it back to the city in time. Yes, we can only wait for information from the outside now. Oh well, no use in worrying about it. I'd go walk around in town. I'll take you around on the bicycle this time. It is probably better if I take you. Let's go ask Professor Zuman about the tourist attractions. I remember him mentioning some historic buildings here in this old town. Just as you and Vin are discussing your plans for the day, the TV in the hotel lobby starts broadcasting the travel news. This morning, water levels have gone down on the roads. This is the fastest road traffic restoration ever recorded in history. All roads leaving the town are currently available. The transportation department wants tourists. So does that mean we can leave the town? You and Vin both lapsed into mutual silence. How did the roads clear so quickly? Could it be because... If the legend is true, then please hear my prayers and let us leave town tomorrow. So that's probably impossible. The flooded road won't dry out that quickly. How is this possible? Unless the legend of the Dragon King is really true. It has to be a coincidence. I am at loss for words. It looks like our ordeal is over. Yes.
Trapped in this town, the two of you pretend to be cut off from the world while enjoying the time together. But now, the two of you must go back and return to your normal life. The change of plans was too drastic this time. I will be better prepared next time. This will not happen again. Don't worry, I had so much fun that I'm a bit reluctant to leave. I see. Thank you for saying that. Finish packing up in the hotel first. I will return the bicycle to Professor Zuman. We will leave in the afternoon. Sure. Finn nods at you and walks out of the hotel. Residence. Finn goes on now to Professor Zuman's home to return the bicycle. Professor Richter, how was it? Did you find the places? Yes, I took her there. Thank you, Professor Zuman. I heard on the radio this morning that the rain had stopped. It looked like your trouble were solved. What is it? Is there something else bothering you? Perhaps my troubles cannot be solved this easily. Is that so? Professor Richter, do you remember coming here to look for me at night 2 days ago? Of course, you sent a message asking for me, then forced me to take the bicycle. You hoped that I would use it to find the springs, and that, sincerely speaking to it, will help me. Haha, although I don't want to interfere, Professor Richter, it is easy to see that you have relationship troubles. I have invested too much regret into this bicycle. If it can help you leave this place with no regret, then I am sure my son would be happy as well. Yes, thank you for being able to go through. Judging from your explanation, you probably feel that this trip is full of regrets, right? I don't think of it that way. I think that there is nothing to regret in this trip of yours. If there is anything regrettable, it is that the two of you cannot see that. When two people travel, the most important thing is the person you are with, not the destination or journey. Do you understand what I mean? Vinny stunned into silence for a while. Well, I'm done meddling in the affairs of young people. This old man is getting back to the fields. Professor Richter, bring that lady here again if you ever get the chance. Outside the resort hotel. You stand outside the hotel waiting for Vin to return. You see him approaching from a distance. Dr. Richter, I have returned. I already finished packing my things. Do you need help packing yours? Vin doesn't respond for a long time. You look at him in slight confusion. What's wrong? Shira, do you regret not being able to go to the tourist attraction as planned? Regret? You think for a moment, then shake your head. I didn't think about this when you were away returning the bicycle. Do I regret not being able to reach our destination for this trip? I don't think so. Rather, I think that I probably wouldn't have had so much fun if none of this happened. Vin's eyes widened slightly, taken aback by your response. If it wasn't for the rainstorm, we wouldn't have witnessed this event that only occurs once every 5 years. And I wouldn't have been able to ride on the back of the bicycle or gone with you to the farm. The tourist attractions will always be there, but this experience cannot be replicated.
So I don't feel regretful about it. If possible, I hope we can go on vacations together again in the future. After saying everything you wanted to say, you feel relaxed. You finally understand that you felt a sense of regret not because you were sad that vacation was over, but because the time that you can spend with him in this town has come to an end. The most important thing about travel is not the destination, but the journey and the people you meet along the way. I believe I can create more memories like this if I'm together with you. Yes, Win seems to feel relief, smiling at you in contentment. It makes me happy that you think that way. My thoughts are the same as yours. The value of this trip rested not in the destination, but within the journey itself. I wish that we could enjoy this vacation while longer. Vin looks down and chuckles. It looks like Professor Zuman was right. The legend really is true. Huh? I meant everything ought to be way too complicated than it really is from the start. I should not obsess over the results, but rather enjoy the process. Huh? Vin deep voice accompanied by his soft words gently linger by your ear. I cannot control the results, however, I will not allow any regrets to be left behind in the process. This is my answer. Your heart pounds in your ear. You feel the temperature in your cheeks rising. It is now that you realize that even though you don't really know why, he is the reason why you're flustered. We should head back to the hotel. I will need your help packing later. Oh, okay. Both of you turned and walked towards the drinks room. As we lift on, we will pass by the red farmlands. Let us say goodbye to Professor Zuma one more time and, smiling, the two of you look at each other. You instantly guess what he wants to say. Tell him to make good use of the bicycle. Yes. And, oh my god. Dr. Reichter, is Stars University hosting a cycling event? Yes, many students from the institute will be participating over the weekend. Dr. Reichter, you don't have to work over the weekend, do you? You want to go check it out? Just to check it out. I can tell you really want to participate in this event. Just slightly. Looks like I really can't keep anything from you. You are very easy to read. You do not need to hide yourself in front of me. Is there anything interesting about this event? It's nice to be able to write with so many people. I see. Hearing that makes me want to excuse it. Hearing that makes me want to experience it as well. I will come find you over the weekend and we can ride over. Sure, we can ride the public bikes there. Dr. Risha, you don't have a bike, do you? Actually, I do. I have a bike. I bought it after our vacation. I'm gonna let something I have learned to go to waste, right? That means we can go on biking trip in the future. It's a good exercise and it's good for the environment. Yes, and it is another reason to ask you out. Let's just make these cycling events and at the beginning of our cycling dates.
I will see you over the weekend. I look forward to this voyage together. That's all. Alright. Yeah, that's all. Bye.